I have to record it on my laptop because my Zoom cloud is full. Thanks for letting me know that, Zoom. Great start to the new year. Cool, right. First session back for the new year then. And I found a prompt for us that we can use to create a feed post, but I've also popped into ChatGPT just to see what the old AI robots can do with it, to give us a couple of suggestions and some options in case you think, you look at it and you go, well, it doesn't really apply to me, or that one doesn't really, that's not really how I would say it. So we've got the prompt, things I have no time for in 2024. I've put it in the chat. Things I have no time for in 2024. Now, you've got to be thinking with your business head on, because it's going to be different for each of us. When we think about things that maybe happened last year, things that maybe you did last year, or things that you felt, things that you thought about last year that you don't want that to bring into 2024. You don't want those things to be happening this year. So it's not necessarily like New Year's resolutions, but it's like things that we don't want to happen this year, things we don't want to prioritize, things we don't want to be thinking, feeling, doing, saying, any of those kinds of things this year. Okay, so things I have no time for in 2024. Oh, Jess has got a good one, procrastination. Yes. I think that could apply to a lot of us. Yes, procrastination is a good one. And when you kind of explain it a little bit more, try to have a business spin on it, because something like procrastination, I mean, everybody in the world could probably say that they procrastinate too much, but try to have a little bit of a business spin on it so that it's at least related to what you offer and what you do for your business. Okay. I'm gonna share with you what ChatGPT has given me as alternatives if you think, oh, I'm not quite sure about that one. So I have literally, and you can do this yourself whenever you are stuck with prompts or hooks or opening sentences or anything to get you started. You can open up ChatGPT and just tell it where you're at and tell it what you want, and it will give you the next step. So I've literally just put in this morning, I'm brainstorming hooks for Instagram posts, suggest other hooks similar to things I have no time for in 2024. So if you think, I like that one, but I don't 100% like it, what alternatives could there be? So you might want to pick one of these instead if you think it fits better. So my 2024 mood board, no room for procrastination. Or decluttering my life in 2024 by saying goodbye to procrastination. Or any of the things that you want to include, obviously. I quite like this one as well. 2024 mantra, less blank, more blank. So out with something and in with something else. Stepping into 2024 with a clean slate, waving goodbye to procrastination. So if any of those kind of sound a little bit more you or how you would say it, then you could use one of those instead. And I'll leave that up as well for the session. But this is just going to be a feed post. This is not going to be a reel. It's not going to include any video. This is going to be a feed post. So you could do that as a single image, like a graphic on Canva, or even you could just have a photograph with the hook text over the top. So whichever one you've decided, you could just add that text over the top of a photograph of you or a photo that you've taken recently. And then you could have the things that you're letting go in 2024 in that caption space, in the text underneath. Okay, so there's not a lot of filming or digging around for videos or anything. This is going to be a feed post, because these kinds of posts work better when they're kind of received by people already in your audience rather than new people who don't know you. So this would work better as a feed post than a video. I mean, if you really, really wanted to do it as a video, you could. I just think this one fits better with that kind of format. So you're looking for either a photograph of you or a photograph that you've taken, and you can put this text hook over the top. Or if you don't want to share a photograph, you can do it as a graphic instead. You probably have some templates in Canva that you use, or something that you can just change the text on, use that instead. And then we're going to spend the rest of the session actually writing what you want to put in the text so that you're able to share it this week. Okay. So first thing to do would be decide on what hook you're going with, what title you're going with. Have a little think about whether you want to share it as a photograph or as a graphic. And then we're going to get going drafting the actual text. So ideally, get it done in this half an hour and you can share it as one of your posts this week. Okay, I'm just gonna copy this into the chat and then I can stop sharing it in case anyone needs it. If anyone is stuck, take yourself off mute and we can chat through some ideas. All good. Does it need to be about me or can I spin it and say what the customer needs to do less of? E.g. work. Yes, you absolutely could. Yes. So instead of saying things I have no time for in 2024, you could say things we've got no time for, things you've got no time for. You have to change the pronoun. Things we've got no time for in 2024. That sounds a little bit more inclusive. Yeah, and then you could list all the sort of like old things that people put up within old crappy kitchens that we have no, like, we're not interested in having those things anymore. Yeah, that would work. That would be really great. Um, Tracy, do you want me to show you the screen where the chat GPT thing was, where has it gone? Here we go. So I just put, I'm brainstorming hooks for Instagram posts, suggest other hooks similar to things I have no time for in 2024. This is a good one if you're like, if you have prompts already, or you have posts that you've used already, or things you've seen somebody else share, you could just ask ChatGPT to come up with similar ideas along those lines, and it will come up with some. Because a lot of the time it's just a case of changing the language and swapping it around or tweaking it by a word or two, and you get a whole nother idea or a whole nother post. So give it a little bit of context, like I'm writing social media posts or I'm writing hooks for reels. Sometimes I'll get it to suggest hooks for reels and things, and it will come up with some different ideas to what I might come up with. Or just plug in what you've got and say, give me some other ideas, tell me something similar to this. And it might be that just the way that they've worded it sounds a little bit stronger, or a little bit different to what you can come up with yourself. You all right, Joe?
I'm struggling with sound. I'm just going to try and log in on my laptop instead, so I'll be back in the waiting room in a minute.
Okay. Joe, do you want me to do a little recap?
Wouldn't mind. Sorry, Lorna.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, so we're using the prompt, things I have no time for in 2024, to highlight and talk about some things that we are not including this year, things that we are not going to be doing and focusing on this year that maybe we did last year. And also I've just shown everyone how we can use ChatGPT to kind of reword it. Do you see that bit?
Yeah.
If that is not if it doesn't sound quite right, or you want an alternative hook. And then we're going to share it as a feed post. So you need either a photograph or a graphic to go with it, and then use that space in the text underneath to kind of give a bit more detail and share the things that you have no time for in 2024.
Perfect. Thank you.
No problem. And this is one of those ones that could easily be scheduled as well, because it's a feed post. So if you want to get it done in this half-hour session and then schedule it for this week or an alternative time, then you could, and you're a little bit ahead. I wonder, Kerry, if, oh, I don't know if you might not have the option on Canva, but if you put a regular photo of you in Canva, they have this magic create thing on there where they could, but
Gonna say it's too early to have a cocktail.
I don't know that you could, I don't know, they might be able to do something on there where they put a little cocktail in your hand or something.
I have Pro, so I'll have to have a look.
Oh, dear. Yeah, because that's I was playing with it when I was putting Christmas hats on my head to see how good it was. It's a little hit and miss, but yeah, you could try it.
I've seen if I had any photos of me, but I don't.
This is the problem. We never take enough photos of ourselves. Well, I probably take too many, but most people don't take enough. Or you take one and you're like, oh, I still would hate it.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm like at the moment. I'm too fat. I don't like how I look.
I'm sure there's a photo that you've taken in the last year that you are half happy with that you can use.
I don't know. I'll have to find one. This one will do. Oh no, you can't see it. Ah.
What's that? Get some mask on your face.
It's a gas mask. So when you make resin, you kind of have to, yeah, I wear a mask because it's like a lot of people can be allergic to it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, how are we getting on? Anyone a little bit stuck that wants a little nudge in the right direction?
I think I'm doing all right. I've kind of gone along for clients rather than me. And I've kind of gone things that I haven't put a picture of me, I've just put a picture of sunset because that's what I feel happier putting up. But I've put breath holding during exercise, restricting movement or lifting just because you have a prolapse, not strength training after menopause, and eating a restrictive diet. So they all apply to me, but also to all my clients.
Good. Yeah.
So,
that's double whammy.
And
Yeah.
I just kind of put, if you want to know a bit more about these topics, message me, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Kind of an invite at the end as well.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what we're looking for?
Yeah. Yeah. That's bang on. Yeah, some good ways to end it would probably be a bit like what Katie said, like if you want to know more about these topics, then send me a message, or if you want to know more about these topics, I share more in my stories. That's quite a good one as well, because if anyone is then interested, they can come and see more of what you share in your stories. Probably something like, oh, comment with what you're leaving behind in last year. Probably wouldn't work for this one because I think it's quite a personal thing, and it's not something that you kind of would flippantly, impulsively think about or want to share. So I don't think that one would work for this. You're probably better having a call to action that's like, if you're interested in these topics or you're interested in doing these things, send me a message, or check out my other content, or check out my stories, or go and download my free thing in my bio, or come to my next workshop, something like that. That's like, if you're interested in these things, come along to my other stuff. It's probably going to be the most natural kind of call to action next step for this kind of post. Wonderful. If you have managed to finish that, or you're almost finished with that, I also want you to have a think about whether there's anywhere else you can share that piece of content, that post, on any of your other channels. So something like this, I would try now to change that into an email, and this is probably going to be a good one for me to email my list this week. But you might also think that it would work in your Facebook group or your Facebook profile, or you could turn it into something else if you have another channel that you're on, a LinkedIn article or something like that. So now that you've spent the time, making the text, you've done 90% of the work. Could you reuse it somewhere else this week? just to, you know, get the maximum out of it that you can. Okay. Schedule it. If it's done, schedule it, get that done. If not, then pop back to that and finish that one off. Any questions or anything I can help you with that post for this week? No, all good. Oh, a nice easy one to get us started then. Wonderful. Lovely. Well, that is 11:30. So that is bang on 30 minutes. Look at that. Awesome. Have a lovely, lovely week then. We've got the engagement session Thursday at 11 if you are around, so that we get going on that interaction and those conversations again after the Christmas. It's going to take us a little while to get back into the flow. If not, I'll see you Sunday planning, if you do Sunday planning with me. If not, next Tuesday when we do another creator workshop. You've got a whole choice of things. Any problems, let me know. Send me a message. Have a lovely week. Bye, ladies.